Oh, I posted my journal entry from yesterday on YouTube, and then I took it down in the afternoon. Nobody had watched it, so I guess considering that, I might as well. Nothing. All these beautiful roses, and I can't smell them. It's cool right now, though. It's very cool. Very cool. Let's see if I can find. Okay, so I don't have to worry about. Like, I definitely should not be worried about reposting, turning back on the video, right? I'm trying to do my journal entry, but it is Sunday, April 27th, 9 a.m. And this is the latest I've slept like all week. It looks like I left the shed and barn wide open yesterday, which, yeah, I was thinking about reading my book. I mowed yesterday. I was a little bit tired, and then I was hungry. It was kind of a heavy day. Let's take these off. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I'm getting used to it. I still haven't started taking cold showers yet. So let's just go through the day yesterday. After I did my journal entry yesterday morning, I woke up super early, and I woke up about as early today, and then I went back to sleep. I was just tired, and it was a heavy day yesterday, and it ended in a way that I'm not proud of. So after I journaled, I went to Tidal Max. Actually, first thing I did was go to the MAPCO and got a cup of coffee and disconnected my battery, so my check engine light wasn't on when I got to Tidal Max. They didn't even check to see if the check engine light was on. So, all that did, I guess, was give me a greater sense of confidence. I make sure my weed eater's still in the barn, otherwise I'm going to have to check the security cameras. Weed eater is still there, and I need to use it. I've got a ton of weed eating to do. I need to weed eat all around here, all around the house, all around the barn. I want to do it around the bit of the weeds, probably. That's what the weed eater name comes from, I guess, implies. Yeah, I went to Tidal Max, and I got like a $2,400 title loan. I'm gonna have to pay $407 interest on in 30 days if I have the money to pay it back off, which I intend to. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna make that money, but I have confidence that I can. I'm doing my best to think that I'm still broke. Like last night, I didn't go out to eat, even though I thought, I could, because I have money in my bank account right now. But I did the normal. I did rice and beans, and that's what I intend to keep doing. I feel great when I'm eating that. I did some peppers, and I would like to get some more vegetables to add into my diet, and maybe some more bread or tortillas. Man, I love it's a lot easier to walk on the mown grass. It's like not gonna get my pants as wet. I'm not gonna have to worry about ticks as much, especially on the Gooby girl. When I was petting her this morning, I felt a couple ticks on her belly. And it was like around 5-6 a.m. and then just now when I woke up, I checked my phone to see what time it was. I noticed they had fallen off, which is what the flea and tick medicine is supposed to do. That's what it does. It kills them somehow. Fuck yeah. I got this song stuck in my head. I thought it was called Shirt. Do 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 do. Gotta get to the bone. Gotta get to the bone. Gotta get to the see if I'm right. Shirt. Apparently SZA has a song called Shirt. I don't want SZA. I don't even know if I know any SZA songs. Shirt. Gotta get those. Gotta get those. I get those goosebumps. Is that Drake? So when I was in Tidal Max yesterday, they were playing They're playing the Kendrick song, right? I'll find it later. It doesn't matter. YouTube's so weird. Oh. They're playing that song, They Not Like Us, Not Like Us, and then the guy at Tidal Max, Lorenzo, was like, yeah, they're playing Drake again, right after the Kendrick song turned off. I was like, is this Drake? He said, yeah. I guess this is fucking wild that they played Drake right after Kendrick, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. People probably like him still, you know, what are they gonna do? So I did the Tidal Max, and then it took like 2 hours. It was fucking ridiculous. Then came home, saw my neighbor briefly. When I let Dottie out, she ran over to him. He petted her. Yeah, this is all so much easier to walk on now. And I forgot that over here there are these, I can't remember what they're called, but it's a certain type of flower. I think they might be related to sunflowers. They smell really good. Nettle, some kind of nettle maybe. Apparently they're invasive, but they're all along the interstate, and so as good as they smell and as pretty as they are, they say on the internet you're supposed to get rid of them. I almost mowed them right over, but then I remembered, oh, the honeysuckle smells so good. Sorry. My nose is still healing and my throat is healing, and I need to make sure to take my multivitamin today, and I think I needed the extra sleep maybe, because after I got home, I saw my neighbor briefly. I went to this place in town called Dark Matter. We had a community roundtable, a bunch of organizations. We were discussing mutual aid, and it seems really important to me right now and to everybody else who was there. Excuse me. In that this administration is like fucking wild. They were wild last time, and we expect them to be wild this time. I thought about going out there last night. They had a show. It was like a $10 cover. I was late to even looking it up, so I didn't go. But of course, you know, realistically, I don't have any money to spend, so no fun times like that. Shows with covers, at least. But I do think that maybe I'd like to talk to them about performing there. They'd let me someday, maybe. They do shows there, and I have art and music I'd like to share with the world someday. So yeah, that lasted till about 3. It was cool though, because I walked to the main road, and then I caught the bus. It was $2 to get down the road, and then it cost $2 to get back up the road too, of course. But I'm pretty sure that's cheaper than it would have cost for me to park. They took all the parking in front of this place. They made it paid parking. Really shitty. That company is fucking horrible. I mean, I'm sure that they would argue, well, we bought it, so we want to make our money. It's like, dude, this is a community space. You don't think there should be community space? You don't want to make it accessible for people? You want to make it less accessible? Because that's what they've done by making that parking paid like that. They made it hard as fuck for people to go visit that place. Like, it'd be one thing if they gave some of the money to this community space so that they could pay their bills and pay their employees, but no, it's just some rich person who gets even richer, like the people at Tidal Max, who I'm gonna have to pay interest on that loan they gave me. But they do a good job at Tidal Max of making it seem like they're helping people. Like, oh, life happens, and we're here for you. It's like, yeah. Maybe lobby for universal health care, rent control. That's definitely not what somebody who owns Tidal Max is going to be lobbying for, right? Anyhow, don't be pessimistic. Raise the vibration. So, but yeah, I mean, it was amazing. There was, I think it was like a trans girl that approached me at one point, and she was super hot. And she seemed interested, but then she seemed totally uninterested, probably because at some point we were supposed to break out into sessions on different subjects in small groups, and I approached this one woman who said she was part of this organization called like a Resource Generation Nashville or something. It's like apparently a group of mostly millennials who come from privilege that want to help provide resources and whatnot. And kind of an odd thing. I was surprised that they were there, but I mean, it seems to me like they should be there. It was a good thing. It was just unexpected. And she also mentioned she had been a part of a mask making operation, providing masks and stuff. And I wanted to ask her if she knew my friend who was doing masks at the Makerspace back in the day. And she just said, well, let's go over here. Whenever I approached her and mentioned I wanted to talk to her real quick or whatever, ask her some stuff. And then it was just her and I off to the side, and everybody else was in these small groups. And I didn't realize until, hours later when I'm mowing the lawn, I was like, oh my gosh, I did the thing where I didn't consider how anybody else felt. I just did what I felt, and was talking to this woman, and she seemed fine talking to me, but I feel like it was kind of rude. Like, we were supposed to be doing breakout sessions with the groups, and instead I did the thing, which they even talked about in this presentation. That kind of was amazing to me because I never had been introduced to the idea before, but this idea being that our society glorifies individualism and makes it seem like one person should be able to ride in like a white knight and fix all the problems, and it takes a community. At least that's the idea. And then here I go being like, you can't tell me what to do. neurodivergent. I'm just going to talk to this woman. I wanted to, I was talking to her about creating content. And, I kind of forgave myself later in the afternoon. It's like, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I didn't mean to be disruptive. I just wanted to talk to this woman, and it seemed like she was more than willing to talk to me. She didn't seem like she wanted to stop talking to me. It was funny though, because they kept it after the breakout sessions. Everybody kind of gave a summation of their, activities and their conversations, and they kept looking at me like, "Do you want to talk about what you were talking about to this woman?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And that's kind of the thing is that I've been in a really, and like the thing is, so I have a yard, I have space. I want to help. They were talking about they have this community fridge. I think it's like a big shipping container where they store food for people, and people can donate food, people can pick up food when they need it. And I'm thinking like, I have space for that potentially, but like, and they're talking about doing like rent. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Rent stuff, like anybody, if somebody needs a place to stay, or like LGBTQ or trans friendly housing. And I'm like, I have space and I want to provide housing, but what I don't want to do is like overgive and overcommit and put myself in a difficult position, like too difficult, like an unmanageable position. And like, I want to put my friend Ira, who owns this property, in a difficult position. So I wanted to talk to this woman about that kind of thing, and how like I feel like I have resources to share. I just need to do it responsibly so I don't end up fucking myself over, basically, because I already feel like I burnt myself out working at the makerspace, and like I have a tendency to just want to give everything that I have, and I feel like that is okay if I know my needs are met, but like from my experience, I don't have a good idea of what my needs are. I mean, I'm learning that. Oh man. Thank God for my morning walks and exercises I've been doing and stretching. But there was a bunch of other really cool people. There was like a Socialist Rifle Association representative there that I need to get involved with, and I want to talk to him about 3D printing firearms and the like. At one point, the guy who had invited me, who's the head of this organization that's like spiritual in nature, but also technological and based on the idea of like creating jobs and innovation. The Mandala movement wanted 3D print houses. He gave me the mic. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like the last time I was there, or the time before last that I was there talking to him, I kind of made an ass of myself. I went in there and I was like, dude, I'm desperate. I need to work. I can't just be volunteering my time. Like, let's do blocks. Let's do my block. Like, my blocks are done. We could build walls today. Like, would you consider adopting that as part of adopting this as part of the overall mission? Because it's already done and nobody else is doing it, or at least like, it's a lot lower cost. And I feel like it's very logical, at least the idea, like where I started from, in that we could just house people where they are today, and it's like this anarchist architecture kind of principle where we're not technically breaking the rules because they're not permanent structures. But anyhow, he gives me the mic and I just ramble, and I'm like, yeah, I like 3D printing. I'm super into 3D printing. And also I made this art piece recently of Donald Trump's face with his mouth open real wide. We can put a toilet brush in. And like, people just didn't, like, a couple people were like, I want to see that. But like, the organizers, I think, were like, this motherfucker thinks he is so cool. And like, maybe. I also have a hard time helping it. I'm not trying to be that way necessarily, it's just how I am. I mean, and it's so funny because I intended to go in there and just keep my mouth the fuck shut and listen and have an open mind and an open heart. The fact of the matter is, I do feel like I have a lot of privilege, and I guess kind of what I'm trying to get across oftentimes is like, I feel like that's a form of leverage that we can utilize, like, and that's like kind of what I was thinking when I was mowing. When I was mowing after the round table, I was like, I've known it's part of how I was able to keep the makerspace open back in the day, was that I went to people who had money and I was like, can you help keep this place open? It's really important. And some people did, and it helped keep the place. I don't think we could have done it without the donations we received from multiple people. One person in particular gave a lot. I'm pretty sure he's still giving a lot. But I'm like, Jack White lives on the other side of town. He hates Trump. Wouldn't it be cool if we got him involved and like he could donate? Theoretically, he could do shows for donations. Who knows? Sorry. I got a buddy, I know people in the music industry, a few people, like, rich people would love to help if it makes sense for them. And that's the thing, it's like, I really don't think that, I don't know, it's complicated. Obviously there's nuance, and of course some people are like, no, it's not complicated, it's just class warfare, and housing should be a human right, food should be a human right, and I get that, but I also understand, at least I'd like to think I have an idea of where we are currently in our society and what's going on. And it's like, we're not going to transform our society into socialism overnight. We gotta, and that my idea has always been like, create content and slowly start to move the needle, ideally in a non-violent way where we could like, generate our own revenue through content and support ourselves, support our own needs, and what's it called? Support our own endeavors, support our own initiatives. But we talked a lot about the Black Panthers, and in that presentation at the beginning, they were like, does anybody know what the Black Panthers did that got them put on the FBI's like list of enemy of the state or whatever? They made them like enemy number one, and it was like the free breakfast program. They were providing food to kids before school, and the FBI, like, they had food in a church at some point, and cops busted in and pissed on all the food, and it's like super fucked up, right? But like, I mean, unfortunately, I think the fact of the matter is that the Black Panthers failed. Not that they should have, but that's what happened. And I'm like, we need more than just, like, even if we do have our own guns, the Black Panthers had their own guns. And maybe, you could say, well, maybe we need a coalition of more people. Like, maybe. But the state has also been preparing slowly and surely, it seems like. They have now, like, robot dogs and drones and shit. Cameras that can see through walls. And, like, I just don't know if a simple strategy of on the ground activism is going to do it. I think we actually need like global support, and we need, if we can show the general public what's going on, like, because I think that's part of what probably I think it would have helped the Black Panthers if we had the technology to share the information more widely back then. But they had their own newspaper apparently, but like, you know, everybody in the country wasn't getting it. But if we had the ability to share our voices with everybody in the country, I feel like that could sway public opinion more easily and more effectively. And most people just don't seem to think, I guess they think I'm like crazy or selfish. And I guess like all I can do is show them at this point, you know. And I do feel like there is a risk, like we have to be strategic, because the last thing I want to do is talk about like where I'm meeting with people and who I'm meeting with, and then, you know, the only person watching, or, you know, amongst the people watching is somebody who's like in the FBI who's like, oh, this is a fucking idiot, they're vlogging everything they're doing. But like, I don't know of any activist groups doing that, and maybe they are and I'm just not following them, or maybe they're just not doing that great of a job. Because to me, it's like, if you want people to watch, you got to make it at least a little bit entertaining, you know. If it's just like super dry Democracy Now kind of stuff, like, people are just not going to watch. If it's just all bad news, you know, it's got to be like, you kind of have to trick people into thinking outside of the box, you know. Because I do think the people are essentially brainwashed at this point. And I don't think you're going to unbrainwash them. I mean, it does seem like if people put their lives and bodies on the line and, you know, are violently assaulted or murdered by the state, people are like, that's bad, let's not do that. But I would like to prevent it from getting to that point if possible. That's my idea, I guess. It's like, man, I know we're all willing to do that, but like, it would be great if we didn't have to do that, wouldn't it? Like, maybe we could try something else on the side, just, you know, it's like a little buffer, a little extra added, you know, security of sorts, so we don't have to all. Because that's the other thing, is like, you can say that like, no, we're going to do non-violent resistance or even violent resistance, you know, we're going to boots on the ground. And if there's only a small group of you, and it's like mostly women and like effeminate men, you know, the state's going to come in and just fucking steamroll you, and the movement's not going to work at all. And maybe I'm being harsh, but like, I'm trying to be realistic, you know. I really don't want to lose this fight. Maybe I should stop thinking of it as a fight. Maybe I should think of it more as like a dance. I think my foot is like getting better. I think these barefoot walks are really helping. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. No, it's still kind of got the skin issue. It's the one thing, but it's definitely getting better. Like, it was in between the toes, especially that one. It was like super raw and like not healing, or like constantly I don't know what you call it when the skin like breaks apart there, but it was constantly like reopening and whatever. Saw a video yesterday of these homeless people in Portland, and this one dude's like sock and one of his shoes was like full of pus, and I guess somebody called the ambulance and they were going to take him. he was talking to him about what they were going to do to him, and he was like, no, I don't want to go. So the EMTs just left him in his wheelchair with his feet that were probably going to end up needing to be amputated, and probably not even going to get amputated. He was probably just going to die of an overdose. That's, easier way to go, I guess. It's like, what the fuck are we doing, y'all? I've always felt like we were running out of time, but anymore now, I feel like it's just what it is, Dottie, where are you? Come. She hangs out right there on the line in the weeds, sniffing. Does this stuff smell good, like little trumpets? No smell. No, weed, all this. But yeah, this house back here, it's just totally empty. It needs to be gutted. But I'm like, maybe if people wanted to help me and we could work something out, we could make it into a livable space for people that need a space to live, affordable space. And then I'm like, I do feel like we will need a wall around this place, because if I'm housing a bunch of enemies of the state, a bunch of trans people and communists, and that's the other thing I was thinking is, like, I know cops. My grandfather was a cop. My cousins are in the military. My neighbor was a cop. Like, I would love to talk to people such that we don't have... And then I'm wondering, like, maybe some people just want to fight. Like, I think... I get that sense, because I'm like, hey, maybe we can, like, keep it from getting to that point. And people are like, you're fucking crazy, dude. Go make your YouTube videos somewhere else if that's what you want to do. I'm like, I'm not trying to get famous here, y'all. I'm just trying to do what I feel like in my heart I'm supposed to do. I can't help it. I've felt this, like, this drive for as long as I can remember, just about at this point. Like, my entire adult life, I've had this thought in my mind I can't let go of. Like, you should be making YouTube videos. You should be talking about your work. You should be, you should go public with your thoughts. Like the newsboys talk about, go public with your... Like, God is not a secret to be kept, is what they say. And I'm like, that is true. I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about God at this point, though. And they're like, no, there are tribes that haven't heard about God. I'm like, okay, maybe. I don't think they want your God necessarily. They definitely don't want, like, charity on the stipulation that they have to believe in your God. That was another really good part of the roundtable discussion yesterday, is they're like, solidarity, not charity. I'm talking about how charity is oftentimes coupled with, a stipulation that, like, you have to be religious, or you can't be gay or trans, or, you definitely can't be, like, on drugs. I feel like I should maybe put some gravel or something in here to keep the water from collecting as much. Got pepper seeds I want to plant. Maybe I should go ahead and do that. I'm definitely getting the sense, though, that, like, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and, like, start. I'm gonna have to get a, like, in-person job to make money, because, like, apparently remote jobs are hard as fuck to get. And I definitely find myself feeling slightly regretful about giving the last one I had up, because I had a really sweet deal going on there. But I could tell that the manager of that department, I don't know, at least I got the sense that he was, like, trying to inch his way into getting me to come back into the office more. I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I'm like, I would have taken it. You know, to have maintained a steady income. I would have gone into the office for gigs that only I can do and maintained my steady income. Like, I could have done that, but it's so funny because as it is, it doesn't seem like I was able to. Like, I just couldn't get the work done that I wanted to get done while I had that job. And on top of it, I was continuing to smoke ganja. And like, now I haven't smoked ganja. It's been a solid week. And I'm like, fuck yes, dude. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Even though maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe it doesn't actually matter all that much. Because, I mean, maybe it's really not that bad. But at the same time, my memory's sharper. I could pass a drug test, which is the shitty thing that I have to do. Honestly, I feel like it's some kind of conspiracy. Like, why can't people smoke weed and work construction for you? Because the fact of the matter is, from my experience, many, if not most, construction workers smoke weed. They just risk not getting workers' comp if they get hurt, you know? Which is fucked up. It's like, that's really what it's about. It's about getting away. It's like oh, you know, if we make it a requirement that you pass a drug test and that you take one if you get injured, if people can't pass it, then we don't have to pay them. It's fucking genius, right? For a capitalist, so fucked up. But yeah, no, honestly, my memory is like infinitely better. My sleep is better. I dreamt last night. I remember at one point I dreamt I was like on a bicycle and I went through, like, there was some event at Adelphia or at the Nissan Stadium downtown, and I like moseyed my way into some area I wasn't supposed to be, and then I wanted to get out and just go through it, and they were like, get him. And then like the last thing I remember was like trying to jump a fence with my bike, and it was like barbed wire. Not good. Like, oftentimes I do wake up being chased right when I'm about to get caught. But like, the dark circles under my eyes have diminished. I think they've vastly improved. Which I think, you know, it indicates something, right? It indicates that I'm getting better rest. Like, I'm probably healthier and healing better. I'm definitely, you know, my sinuses, my nasal passages, my throat, that all is actually in a much better place. I've got to figure out a way to give my dog a place to go pee that is not in the fucking house when I'm gone. I might have to just start putting her in a kennel or something. Or maybe I will do the doggy door thing. But yeah, that I've thought about renting it to somebody, but that would be difficult if I made it a doggy door for her. I wanted to make it a passageway for her to go outside, like, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rent you this room. Maybe I would just make that my room and then rent the room to somebody upstairs. It's probably the most logical thing. I like the room upstairs though. I like having a bathroom right there, not gonna lie. This house is just so oddly laid out. It's like, it could be a perfect house for political movement, political organizers. It could also be a hell of a party house. I definitely don't want it to be a party house though, because I want to fucking ideally get out of my student debt and like successfully have my own business. And I'd love to have like a functional relationship, a healthy functional relationship someday. So maybe I'll move on from the round table experience I had. Ultimately, it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. was like soul nourishing. And riding the bus was fun too, honestly. Like, I was pleasantly surprised at how convenient it was. And then on the way home, caught the bus. And I recognized the guy. I went towards the back of the bus, which I was always want to do as a youngster. I was generally sit in the back, I guess furthest away from the bus driver. But I recognized this guy who I had seen when I went to Kroger a few weeks ago. And he had asked me about I was on the motorcycle, and he asked me about my chaps. I actually went in there to look for a toilet. I might have just gone in there to get some basic food items. But I saw him in the store, and then I saw him out in the parking lot. I think maybe he was looking at my motorcycle. He was getting carts, and I asked him if he seemed like he might have been a little bit slow. Definitely also seemed pretty young. But definitely super nice and probably quite clever and probably into anime. Young black guy, chubby, adorable. I can't help it. He just seemed like a really sweet, good-hearted soul person. And genuinely seemed to like my chaps and complimented me on them. And then he seemed interested in a motorcycle, probably because he didn't have a car, which is why I saw him riding the bus, right? His name is Key Darvis or something like that. Key something. Kadarius. I was like, hey, you work at Kroger, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, I saw you there a couple weeks ago. I think you complimented me on my motorcycle chaps. He was like, yeah. And I was like, did you get a motorcycle yet? He was like, no. And I think I might do 3 today, even though it's late. It's Sunday. I got a slow start, so he I think somehow he asked me where I had been, I guess. I said I just got back from excuse me, from a meeting or something. He asked me about it, and so I told him, I was at this place, this community roundtable, all these different organizations. And I showed him this pamphlet that I had for this Nashville Peace and Justice Center, and they had given me at the roundtable. And he seemed interested, so I got his number, and I told him I'd text him. And I don't know, I was thinking maybe because I was thinking I could ride the motorcycle maybe and park somewhere for free. I could park around the corner from the place, which I've done in the past. But I was like, the bus will probably be more convenient if it's running on a timely schedule, and maybe there's a reason. Plus, I haven't ridden the bus in a really long time. I want to see what it's like, and I honestly feel like it's improved. It used to be at times in the past that I've ridden it, it's definitely, I'd say, probably still quite inconvenient if you're trying to get certain places from certain places depending on the time. But maybe, I don't know, because at the same time, when traffic's bad, it's pretty cool to be able to just sit there and like read and not have to, you know, use your mental energy to like stop and go, stop and go. It's the bus driver's job at that point, right? Um, but it still, I would say, takes significantly longer. Like, especially when the traffic's not bad. If it's you're going to a certain place, it can take you like 15 minutes in a car. But if you got to ride the bus, go downtown, transfer, it's something that could take you 15 minutes in a car can end up taking you like 45 minutes, hour, 15 minutes in the bus. It's just how it is, I guess. But yeah, running into that guy was like, oh man, maybe that's why I was supposed to ride the bus. That's cool. It was good to see him. He seemed like he's such a kind soul. Really, I'm not trying to be patronizing, but I think he's kind of like a cute kid. He seems significantly younger than me. Like, I feel like he's probably not like gotten into much trouble. He's probably like a really genuinely good kid, a good person. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised, even though he seems a little socially awkward and kind of quiet. He probably is quite intelligent. He definitely seems to pay attention. He like spotted me and then complimented me, and that to me indicates that he was like, this guy seems interesting, which I have to agree with him. I do think I'm interesting. And then yeah, came home, and it was funny because when I'm like about to leave the round table, I checked my phone and this girl had been texting me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm home alone. She lives with her ex-boyfriend, I guess, or something, or her boyfriend. I don't know. But she was like, come over. And I FaceTimed her. And then she was like, don't you want to look at these? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. Those are nice. And then I was like, I gotta mow the lawn, and this stuff makes it so that the sex is much less appealing from like as like a drug, which is how I feel like we treat it oftentimes in our society. It's how I've treated it in the past. It's been like, I'm not happy, I'm bored, ooh, sex, And it's also been like a power thing and a self-esteem thing too, I think. And now I'm like, I'm actually get kind of proud of myself and quite happy with where I'm at and who I am. And like, I don't feel like I need to like have sex with this woman to be happy. Like I've got stuff to do. I wanted to work on some projects yesterday, which I ended up not doing because I mowed the lawn and it took forever because I hadn't mown all year and the grass was super long, and I had to continuously like lean over and clean out the chute from all the long grass. But I got it mowed the way I wanted to, and I'm very happy with it. She was saying she only had free time up to a certain point, and she texted me and called me a bunch while I was mowing. And when I got done mowing, I texted her back and I was like, damn, woman, you must really want it, all those calls. She called me like 40 times or something. She's like, it can't take you that long to mow the yard. I'm like, well, it actually can, because I got 2 acres and I haven't mown all year. Grass is super long. Like, doesn't matter though, because it's none of your business really. And she really seems, she's like calling me love, and said at one point, so I mowed, and then I think I scrolled and I read this actually a little bit too. I was looking through, I checked the mail, I took Dottie out in the freshly mowed yard, and I checked the mail, and This goober. I know you wouldn't be trying to come inside if I let you be out in the yard. She only wants to come inside if I'm sitting right here and she's on the porch. And watch her. She's gonna go get her toy. She's gonna try to bring it to me, and then she's gonna want to go back outside. But she's not gonna want to sit on the porch. She's gonna go out to the yard. And she's fucking spoiled. And if she gets all excited, she's gonna try to jump and hit me in the nuts again. I'm gonna shock her. She fucking jumped up and kicked me in the nuts yesterday. Which fucking hurt. Made me mad. I mean, the thing is, I know she didn't do it on purpose, but it was like, damn, dude. I need to train you better. You should never jump up on people. She's way too strong. Got the news voice stuck in my head now. I am not being purposely vague. Dun, 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 dun. You don't understand the Christ offends you fine. That band is so interesting and weird. The history of them I've come to learn is just way more than I ever would have thought when I was a kid listening to them and going to their concerts. I still want to find that one song. Gotta get those down. Gotta get those down. Heard that new age rockers. Heard that new age rockers. Yeah. Anyhow, got the lawn mowed, walked the dog, came inside, scrolled a little bit, and then I was like, I need to take a shower. And I started texting that girl again. And then she was like, I've got a little bit of time. I was like, oh, I'm cooking. I was fucking hungry. But after I got done eating, we did FaceTime. And I was watching her, and it turned me on. And I masturbated, and it was a huge bust. And then I got super tired. And I don't know when the last time I busted was, but I was out like a light. She was like trying to talk to me, and I was just like, I am dead. Like, the switch has been flipped to off. Good night. Thank you so much. And she was like, I love you. Like, thinking about it, actually, I don't think I want to talk to her anymore, because I don't want that. As much as I would like to maybe have her move in with me, and especially help with bills, and maybe be around to have sex with all the time, I don't think I actually really like her all that much. She's also got a cat. See, I told you this is what she would do. Go ahead. Have a little snack. Oh. Oh. I will not forget again. God is not a secret to the care. God is not a secret to the care. You don't understand. Oh, my multivitamin. But yeah, I don't think I could have a cat in this house with Dottie. I mean, I could. I thought about it with my ex. I thought I could make it work. Could train her. Could build cat shelves on the walls. I actually think the coffee isn't as good with the sugar, but it's so much easier to drink. I don't know. It's weird. You don't get it. Well, that is about 3 cups, I guess. I did my 1/2 cup, and then I just poured a full cup, and I've got a little bit more left. I was hoping it would all go in this time. Because having a little tiny cup at the end is like pointless. But anyhow. Yeah, I can't remember all my dreams, but I know that I woke up around 5. And like, so here's the other thing is that at the round table they had a bunch of snacks, right? And I was hungry and I'd had this stressful morning. So I like got some snacks, like a stick of celery, a carrot, baby carrot, like some crackers, chips, a couple chips, some hummus, a little bit of guacamole, and like some trail mix with some like peanut butter M&Ms or something in there. And I feel like it almost like slightly upset my stomach. Like I had to use the bathroom like as I started cooking last night. I was like, oh, I gotta go. It's like my farts were risky, you know. Oh wow! This explains the coughing. Lloyd Rocker's trip. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, when I woke up at like 5, I was like, oh gosh, I think I might, like I'm laying there and I think I had to fart, and I was like, I might shit my pants. So I get up, and just a gigantic fart. But like, my stomach is sensitive to anything outside of like rice and beans right now, and like mild vegetables. It's wild. Maybe I need to like post in the Leaf subreddit about my experience, because apparently a lot of people have a lot of trouble with their bowels after they quit smoking ganja, and I haven't had that much trouble like emptying them. I've had trouble like not emptying them, which was always kind of why one of the reasons I smoked is because it kept me from like having diarrhea all the time, you know, just being transparent. But I would just eat. I've never watched my diet whatsoever. I've always just ate whatever I wanted at any given time, for the most part. There's been times that I tried to like be vegan or whatever, but like I would eat sugar, sweets. I would eat fast food if I wanted to. Taco truck, don't care. Drink alcohol, that's another thing. Like I'm sure if I drank a beer now, my stomach would be just tore up. Yeah, see, one like tiny spoonful of sugar with this cup of coffee is not as good. Maybe it's the brand of coffee too. This coffee is like $6, $8, $10 a bag. The good stuff that I had been buying from the turnip truck is like $20 a bag. But the amount of coffee that I drink in my budget right now, like I've been stretching this cheap bag for weeks now, it seems like. Also, it was kind of cool to me that being as my glasses, I will get all fucked up if I mow and I'm not careful. I put my contacts in to mow and wore the sunglasses, and it's kind of cool. I haven't worn contacts in a long time to know that I have them. No! Don't do that. I'm not playing the in and out game. You want to be outside, you're outside. Sit. Stay. I don't want to be mean to her, but doggone it, man. I know what she wants. I know what she needs. I'll take you. We'll go somewhere. You deserve it. But I'm like, I feel like I'm just so far behind and I'm never going to get my work done. See, I'm not lying. I told you she was going to do. And it's like, I know what she needs to get her energy out, but I feel like I need to, I feel like I need to cry because I need to work. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose this house and I don't know what I'm gonna do. My buddy's like, you can move up here with us in Boston or Rhode Island. And it's like, I don't want to move to Rhode Island, man. I want to be successful in my endeavors here, and I want to get paid for my invoice and get a job and watch my bamboo grow. And I guess post these videos that I'm like afraid to post. I'm afraid I'll be judged. But yeah, even though she's hot, she's got awesome assets, I don't think I actually like love her. And I don't think I actually really like her all that much. She was drunk yesterday. I could tell. It's like, she obviously, I don't think she gives a flip about anything political or, you know, like social movements. She works in the food industry, and she's, you know, she's in a point, she's like where she's barely making ends meet, you know, so she's like, I don't care about, I'm not gonna go protest, you know, I can barely take care of myself, and I get that. But like, I would much rather, if I want to share a life with somebody, I would prefer it be with somebody who thinks about this stuff and reads and cares and doesn't just like get drunk and stoned all the time. And not that I'm innocent, you know, I'm just as guilty of having done that kind of stuff in the past. You know, I've only not smoked ganja for a week. You know, I'm not a fucking saint or revolutionary by any means. With the money I have in my account currently, I could theoretically go visit my father for his birthday at the end of this week. I would have to end up paying to have my car repaired this week. With the check engine light off. I don't know what it needs, CVT work, and I can't even imagine what it would cost. It would probably take up every bit of the money that I have right now, and I just can't afford it. I got to save that money so I can hopefully just give it all back, and hopefully have made some money in the interim such that I can pay the interest and not lose my fucking car, you know. Such a humbling experience going in there, getting that loan. I shouldn't be ashamed because I know everybody goes through it, but it's very humbling. Gosh, fucking. I feel like I could actually sell products that I make if I were brave enough to show them. If I were brave enough to post these videos and just be like, this is me, this is my life, this is what I'm doing, you know? Help me out, buy my products, these are my products. And I think that this girl, Sarah, that I was talking to yesterday, she deserves happiness too, but I don't think she's gonna get it with me. I don't think I can give her what she needs or what she deserves, like, because I don't think I care about her, you know? I want to fuck her when she wants to be fucked, but I want somebody that, and I don't even want like to fuck anymore so much as I want to be intimate and honest and who I am, and I'm gonna be able to focus I want to love myself and respect myself, and I need to take a shower. And I guess maybe before I take a shower, maybe I'll take the goober on a walk somewhere. She's over here chewing up some plastic. I guess I could go sit out there and let her run around outside. Maybe that's what I'll do while I finish my coffee. Yeah, that was yesterday. It was a good day. Thank God for Wellbutrin. Talk to you soon.